Hi everybody, I've got a special journal here for you today. It is for Savannah, and you know I usually say journals are a chunky monkey. Well, this is a mamma jamma. It measures 5 by 7, which is what she requested, and she requested a certain number of pages. She needed 169 pages to journal on. So I think I went maybe 4 or 5 pages over. The spine is 2 3/4. There's the back. Look at this. That is huge. Huge, I tell you. On the front, I've got a real pretty piece of lace. I hoard this lace. It's an old tablecloth. And this is a piece of sari ribbon with some roses and some fabrics and a doily, a little patch that I make with pretty flowers, and it's got a huge bow closure of lace. And going inside, I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quickly. On the inside pocket here, this is also a tablecloth, and I use that textured fabric that I've used in other journals that I really like. I've got a booklet. Let's see if I can open it up. Come on, little dude. Dude and dudettes. Okay, there we go. And it's got a little pocket here and a little card. And then it's got coffee dyed papers and pearls. And I also put this card in here. This is a fabric ticket, and it's just a coffee dyed card, and I sewed that on. On this side, she wanted mostly blank, so I'm going to kind of flip through those rather quickly. But she also wanted vintage ladies, and she sent me some pictures that she wanted included. So I did that. And here we've got a pocket here that I put some tags in. And we've got a pocket behind it of the lady with some coffee dyed papers. I tried not to add a bunch of stuff in pockets, so there are some blank pockets in here, Savannah, because I figured you may want to add some of your own things. But I couldn't resist stuffing a couple. But a lot of it is just blank or stitched. It's got a little bit of something, but she needed the space for writing. So I tried to give that to her. I did decorate some of the writing pages throughout. Look at that. My printer tends to grab up the coffee dyed paper and crinkle it. So I kind of flattened that. I inked it, and then I flattened it out so it could be written on. But I thought that was a kind of a neat effect. So I used that to my advantage. And she wanted it grungy, and it is grungy. A little tag that says grateful and some stitching. I did stitching in white and in the golden brown. And it's got the stitching from the grateful on the other side. These are some of the pictures she sent me, and this is a tuck spot, Savannah, if I can find something to tuck. Look, the user's manual. But you can slip something up under there. And this opens up, and it's got a place to journal here, and it's also an envelope for storage. More coffee dyed papers. Just a little something. I told her I put some tidbits here and there, but that I wouldn't go crazy. I used some of that grass cloth. More stitching. Isn't that neat? And here's one of the empty pockets that you can stuff whatever you want in it. Over here, I put a little image that she sent me and some lace and some of that grass cloth, and I stuck some coffee dyed papers and a Rolodex card in here. Kind of grungy card. And here's a little tiny envelope. And I didn't put anything in it. Thought you might have something. And here you can journal on this too. And I also put some tags and some tickets and stuff. You know, you may want to put a date on, something like that. Excuse me. And so that gives you like a little extra spot for journaling. A little safety pin here with some lace and gauze. This is the center of the second signature. It's got 6 signatures in it. One of her images she sent me. And I chose hearts for this book because I sensed a lot of love coming from those pictures. So I wanted to accent that. More stitching. Another one of those little cards with some lace and some sewing. I like it when the stitching comes through on the reverse side. I just think that's so neat. And I thought that would be a little neat place to jot down something important. So there are throughout the book. I used book pages. A little piece of lace and gauze with another place to write. Real grungy. This is a big mamma jamma. And here's a tuck spot. And I like to do these kind of tuck spots because you get that whole page and you get cards to journal on. And, you know, these spots will hold more, Savannah. So if there's something that you want to tuck there too, they will hold it. And here's another empty pocket that you can put things in. And I put a little notch so it'd be easy to grab. And it's stitched on the outside. It's another tuck spot. Some sari ribbon and stitching. I think it's got a nice balance between decorated pages and blank pages that she requested. This is the 4th signature. Little paper doily and a rosette with some stitching. This is a tuck spot. So you can write on the back there. And then you have some coffee dyed paper here to journal on. And you know, this would be a great place to put an image. And then journal about it on the back. And torn edges on the papers in some places. Because y'all know my machine has a mind of its own. And I just think it adds to the grunginess. There's another pocket, Savannah. Little place you can journal right there too. Big journal. Huge. Look how pretty that came out. The white lace, you know, I like that contrast. Little lace peeping from behind here. You don't want that piece of paper. Oh, blank pages. Piece of sari ribbon, a little corrugated heart. Paper doily. This is my favorite page. I just love how it looks like curtains. And I love that lace. And of course it's tacked down here and of course there. But you know, it's loose here. So if you wanted to slip something up under there, you could. Here's another envelope. And it's heavily coffee stained and it's got some lace. And you've got a pocket to put stuff here, but you also have a pocket with the lace there. So that's a double pocket. And over here is a tag, and it says blessed beyond measure. And just a plain, one of those textured papers that I like to make. Little piece of bling. Little vintage lady there. Rose and corrugated heart. Some vintage ladies. Look at how that, you just never know how these coffee dyed papers are going to come out. Sammy Joe says hello, guys. And there she goes, outside. This is a photo mat, and you can journal on the back. I'm telling you, can't make a video without Sammy Joe. Just wouldn't be possible. Some of that thready stuff I like to use. And this is the last signature of the book. It's got a little loose tag here and stitching. And I just let the threads, Savannah. If they drive you crazy, just snip them off. But I just like to leave them. I think it looks pretty good. Isn't that pretty? And here's another pocket area where you can put something. A butterfly and a ruffle. I tried to space all the stitching and certain things, you know, the decorated pages. I tried to space it out pretty good. Over here we've got a pocket with a little girl on a rocking horse and her puppy dog. And this pocket is a triangular pocket, but I extended the lace on it over so that it didn't just stop there and it had more width. And this is like you can use it for a photo album or to journal, but it does have little pockets in it. I think there's one here too. Yeah, there's pockets there. And like I said, I didn't fill a lot of this stuff with anything because I just bet you've got more pictures. I know I would. And that fits right down in there. Oh, did I miss a page? No. Okay. I like using old advertisements. I think those are pretty neat too. There's a little gazebo with a lace flower and another flower and some of the ruffle, a little tag there. And it just kind of tucks in. These things lift up. You're not going to tear them. It's fine. I have to lift them up sometimes. I can't just slide them in because you want them to hold. You want them to hold with what's there. And over here is a vintage lady with rose. And I put the snippets in there because we all have to have snippets. You don't want that little piece of paper. Probably came off of something I was working on. But you got your snippets. And then I stuck in a recipe because, you know, I'm all about them Louisiana recipes. And this is Bayou Shrimp Casserole. Oh, look, she's from Shreveport. How funny. I don't know her, but she's from Shreveport. So, I know this is bound to be good. Got Velveeta in it and broccoli and shrimp. Oh, well, it's got onions. It's got to be good, and garlic. Onions and garlic. Now, I might add a little bit of celery and a little bit of bell pepper and saute that with the onions. But that's what we call the Trinity here in the South. Onions, bell pepper, and celery. Equal amounts. And you saute it just until it's wilted. And it's called the Trinity. It's what adds a lot of flavor to Creole dishes. We got a vintage advertisement in the back and a ruffle and a heart. And again, another blank pocket that you can put things in for storage and some ruffle and fabric and a safety pin. And in the back, I put two little booklets. This one has a little tuck spot here. Probably seen this in another video, you know, because when I make these things, I make them about 15 at a pop. So I always have something to pull from. And this was the last batch that I did a couple days ago. When I finish a journal, I have a lot of scraps left over, so I just make stuff with it. And this has got a little stamp and some of the gauze and a book page. And it's got a little top pocket here with a little business card in it. Oop, I can't see that way. I got to turn it my way. Apparently I can't see this way either. There it goes. And it's got the inked up pages and stuff that I do. And here you've got some pieces of fabric with a brad lace in the pocket. And, you know, these are pretty deep, so they're going to hold a lot more. I wanted to make sure to give you plenty of storage for whatever you needed. And this is the back, again, with that gorgeous, gorgeous tablecloth. Oh, I love that. And the spine. And the front. And I hope you like it. And I know I like doing it. It was a lot of fun to make. And I've got a couple more videos coming out today. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye, Savannah.